It's like a 4 or 5 minute walk. Generally, if you play the Blitz, games are every half hour. So a game takes about 15 minutes. So that means that you walk out, you take 5 minutes to go back to your room, and then you decide to fall asleep when the next game is in 10 minutes. I don't know, you guys. I don't know. Next bit of drama that we have is, yes, the Niemann Dubov drama at the World Blitz 2024. Now, let's see. I assume we're going to get, I don't know, is this just Hans or is this both players? I don't know. Let's see.
I haven't done well in the past, and I didn't really focus on the Rapid in my preparation, so I think there's certainly some things go my way. It's some crazy scrambles. I felt like I played pretty well throughout. Like the only loss against Fabi, I had a winning position, no risk. It was just sort of, when you have seconds, anything can happen. The best players can make mistakes. So
wait, yeah, let's keep going.
Very pleased with my performance, and I do think that Blitz, I should be one of the best in the world, and I'm just glad that I can prove that on the biggest stage.
That was the first time.
By the way, one thing that I would say about this little interview is I thought it's funny that he's talking about the game against Fabiano. He says he lost it, he was completely winning. The one thing that's really, really tricky with chess is that, like, if you're gonna say things like that, like, you win games that you're losing, you also should be fair about the games that, like, you won where you were completely lost as well. Because, like, for example, the game I played against him, he was completely lost. Like, I win that game probably 9 out of 10 times, if not more. But then I play this rookie one, this 92 rookie one, all these ridiculous moves in a row, which normally I would never play. And so it's like one of those things where it's like, if you're gonna say, like, you're say, like, I played great or something, and you talk about a game where you lost against Fabiano and won, then you have to generally be objective about all the games. Like, it is a general point that I would make. So let's
played against Magnus at a board since St. Louis. The thing in Paris was kind of digital. So any nerves at all? What was the experience like?
No. Wait, you guys, I'm not. No. I think you misunderstand what I'm saying, though. I'm not talking about his comment about Blitz. I'm talking about his comment about the Rapid event. I'm not saying his comment about being one of the best in the world of Blitz. I'm talking about his comment about Rapid chess, about the Rapid event. I'm not talking about saying he's the best in Blitz. So no, don't misunderstand.
I don't know. The game went quite well. I even was sort of winning in the opening. Perhaps I didn't manage my time as well as I should have.
For most of the
Certainly
game,
nerves, I think, for both sides, right? But
there's some shades here. Again, I'm feeling some shades of, like, the Kramnik, Satovsky, or certain top player syndrome, where it's like you're hearing about how he's winning every game, it's great, when in reality there was one moment in the opening where he was much better, and for much of the rest of the game he was actually just losing. He was very lucky not to lose this game. And it's like one of those things where it's like it's just not being objective at all.
But for me, there has been such a tumultuous journey to get to a point where I can even compete and play with the best and be in a headspace where I can really compete. So this is sort of just I'm happy just to even get to the game and play on the high stage, because there was points in my career where I wasn't sure how I could make it back to the top. Playing it makes me happy, but obviously playing at this level is a dream come true.
This time tomorrow, what does Hans Niemann have to do to be the World Blitz champion?
Well, I don't know. It'll depend a lot on the pairings, I guess, right? It's 4 games a person, so I think the best player should win. I think I just have to continue doing what I was doing. I think I've played really well. Managed my nerves well, so I slept well last night, so hopefully I can do the same for tomorrow or tonight.
Appreciate you joining me.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow. Back to you guys. Yeah, guys, we're like sitting down. I mean, come on, we have to. I'm joined by Daniil Dubov, who is the star of the show, winning in the final round in an exciting way. You had a very crazy day. So first I need to ask you about the elephant in the room. So did you really oversleep against Hans? Was there some sort of...
make no mistake, for people who want to say Hans not the villain in all of this, the fact of the matter is he is a cheater. He cheated, he admitted to it. And if you look at the chess.com report, like, cheating in prize money events is not a good thing. So let's not try to understate or try to downplay it, because it is a thing. Like, he admitted to it. That is the reality. So, like, when people try to say, well, he's not the victim in all this, he never had to do that in the first place. Like, he never had to do any of that. So Like the thing is, like when people try to downplay it, it's just it's a little bit questionable. That being said, of course, the thing is, like we can all move on from it. That is the one thing that can happen. He was not 10 years old when it happened. He was not 10 years old. But anyway, let's keep going.
Statement there. What happened, Daniil?
Well, what happened. Yeah, I mean, I went to the hotel and I came back and I said I was sleeping. Yeah, I mean that's what you know. What do you want me to say, Levi?
Well, no, but the chess.
I love this look. It's like, what do you want me to say? I was just at the hotel and I fell asleep. I mean, yeah, I fell asleep in the room. I'm gonna tell you guys that like I can tell you because the event's over now, right? So like Dubov was staying. Those of you guys who use Google Maps, you know the playing site was 55 Wall Street. So playing site was 55 Wall Street, okay? And the hotel that Dubov was staying at, if I'm not mistaken, since most of the top players who got conditions were there, was the Wall Street hotel at, I believe, 88 Wall Street. So basically what happens is so it's like a 4 or 5 minute walk. Generally, if you play the Blitz, games are every half hour. So a game takes about 15 minutes. So that means that you walk out, you take 5 minutes to go back to your room, and then you decide to fall asleep when the next game is in 10 minutes. I don't know, you guys. I don't know. Like, yeah, I mean, the next game's at 15 minutes. You get your coat, you go outside, walk 5 minutes back to the hotel, and you're just like, you know what? I'm going to try and take a nap in the next 10 minutes before the game. That's what I'm going to do. Yes, it seems legit. I agree.
This world sort of when something like that happens.
It's a power nap, yes.
Well, when something like that happens, unless you're an idiot, you know what happened, Levi. And I know you're not, so...
By the way, I like this too. I love it. This is like, oh my gosh, this is just killing me. This can't be for real, is it? Is this for real? Like, yeah, I mean, this is just nuts. Like, you're not an idiot. You know what happened. Yeah, you're not an idiot.
This is my first time in the US. It's very hard to control the jet lag here, so that's life.
Okay, but then I do have to ask you, you're in the quarterfinals together. Probably. I actually don't know. There's a very small discrepancy between you and Murzian, but...
No, for anyone who's wondering, like, I intentionally made sure not to watch any of this stuff over the last, like, 5 days, specifically because I knew that I was going to be covering it today. So, like, I didn't want to taint anything or have a fake react to it. So, I have not seen any of this. I mean, I'd seen little clips. Of course, I'd seen the Magnus FU, and I'd seen little clips from the Emil thing. But the rest of the stuff, I haven't even seen any of it. So, let's keep going.
Paired. Will you play?
Yeah, why wouldn't I? I mean, unless I fall asleep again.
Okay, that's fair. So hopefully no sleeping pills and not too much alcohol. We get some rest. Overall, though, how has the experience been? You're always like at the top in Rapid and Blitz. You have like a very interesting style. I see you give these interviews and you sort of say, like, you have to know when to rest, you have to know when to strike, and clearly you know when to strike.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's easier when you kind of... Today was actually like a roller coaster, but generally... When you know how to keep things under control. Like, I seriously think, not too many people know, but actually my biggest achievements in those, like, World Rapids, let's say, it's not even about winning once. But, like, I think the really impressive thing, like, as a big player, you should understand. So starting from 2018, I think I only lost at least one game in Rapid in one championship in Warsaw. Like, I was sort of undefeated and know the rest. And then, I mean, again, if you can do this, then obviously you kind of know, like, if you will win 5, it will be +5, most likely. Mm-hmm. And then it, of course, helps, and you can sort of choose your time to strike.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
Accordingly. Here, exactly, I have to say, this was, like, pure anger. I mean, after what happened, I was, like, really... Like, unfortunately, I cannot get to the smooth willfully, you know? But when it happens, I know there is no... I mean, I have this sacred belief that there is no stopping me, frankly. And, yeah, I mean, I managed to win 3 games, somehow.
Does anybody from the next generation impress you? You have Murzian here, you have some guys like Firuza who's always there. Is it exciting at all to be in a potential quarterfinal bracket with them?
Of course! But it's way more exciting to be in quarterfinal in general. It's not about... No, I mean, look, there's a very, very big number of brilliant players here, and of course everybody wants to win. And No, I mean, I would be happy to play Alireza or Murzin or whoever it is. Frankly, maybe I will even take Murzin if given a choice. So, but yeah, look, we'll see. Obviously, it's always nice to play the very best. Let's say I got Prague in the last round. I think generally, especially in Rapid, but also like partially in Blitz, I was a bit unlucky with the pairing. Like even with Hans, let's say this whole thing happened, I actually got my second white in a row. Yeah, I had to spend extra white on it even on this, careless sleep. So yeah, I don't know what to say, frankly. I have to say it's
careless sleep.
Like winning the last game, whatever happens, it was a very, very emotional moment for me. Like I don't know if this was. If this one was on the broadcast or not, but yeah, there was even some gesture. I mean,
Can you make, before I let you go, one promise to me and the chess fans at home? Can you drop a Dubov workout series? Not just a random video of you going to a park doing some pull-ups. We want to know how you got to doing one-arm pull-ups and all the rest of it. If you get a gold medal, can you make me that promise?
All right, if I get a gold medal, I will.
It's a deal.
We have a deal. Yes.
It's it.
All right.
Thank you. Amazing. Back to you guys.
That was kind of random, actually. But yeah, I mean, I think anybody who has an idea about the whole thing, like, it doesn't take a genius. Like the number of times careless sleep, fall asleep again, like you'd have to be a little bit out there to like not know what's going on. I mean, you really would have to be a little bit out there. This is in relation to Dubov not playing him, which is the classic cowardice is the absence of character. So we got this tweet from Hans, which is pretty funny actually. So like I mean, again, I think you have to be a little bit out there to think that he just fell asleep, considering everything that was going on. But it's still pretty wild. So this is a tweet from Hans, which says, happy to play Dubov in a blitz match under any conditions. I will pay for his travel accommodation and offer a 100k or a 10k reward to a charity of his choice. This is a typical Hans thing. He's done this many times, by the way. Now it's don't like his tweet by accident. Yeah, no, I mean this thing is like 10k. Like if Hans were serious, he would offer like 100k or $1 million. That's what he would do if he were serious about this. Like 10k is just so like. It's so little. It's too little. 10k is too little. If he really believed in this, he would do like 100 or 1 million. But let's go back. So that's the first thing. What else do we have? Fight. I don't know what this is. I have no idea what this is in reference to. Not really sure. It wasn't today, but the time will come. See you next time. So this is like this is like, I think after he lost to Magnus, right? This 317 on December 31st. Oh, this was after he lost the match, so it's like it wasn't today, but the time will come. See you next time. Okay, more tweets. I have no intention of entertaining immature shenanigans and accusations. It's been 2 years of insanity. My continued success makes it Chess Mafia look more corrupt than ever. Happy to play Dubov a 24-game blitz match at 24,000 USD per point. By the way, I'll extend the same offer to every single chess player on planet Earth. DMs are open, awaiting all challenges. Yeah, this is a little bit much. It's a little bit much. Looking at this, like, it's just little bit much. That's a response to Dubov's Instagram post. Oh, I mean, Dubov said something, but I don't know what exactly Dubov say. I'm not sure what he said, but yeah, it's text Kramnik Dubov. He can negotiate on my behalf. Oh, what was this? WR Masters? What's this? Keep your 10k, Hans. Stick it where the sun doesn't shine. Let's make it real. 1 million on the line. 4 games of 3-0. First at 2.5 points wins. You in, or are you all talk? Wow. Here we go. This is gonna be a tough one to watch. This is gonna be a very tough video to watch. Let's watch this. By the way, this is also, I want to say another general point. This is also a great example. I know that Chuki flagged in this game, but this is a great example of the difference between playing without increment and playing with increment. If this were a game online with no increment, Daniil would have won this game, I would say like 95% of the time. He would have won this like 95% of the time with no increment. But the thing is, when you have a 2-second increment, you can't really flag people generally. I mean, I know there was a flag in this game, but you can't really flag them in the same kind of way. And so like Ivanchuk's class of finding the moves in 2 seconds is like a huge, it's a massive difference. There. And now he flags here, right? Or does he move? And this is like so painful, because if he plays b8 queen, rook takes pawn, rook f4, he wins this game. Literally 100% of the time he wins if he queens the pawn. If he queens the pawn and plays rook f4, he wins this 100% of the time. This is really really hard to watch, because you can see this expression and it's like gross. Yeah, this is brutal. Yeah, this is really harsh. I mean, like, honestly, it's like so rough to so rough to watch this. I mean, I think what I would say about this is that basically, you know, it's one of those situations where you've played a great game, and it's like it's very similar to, like, you know, a canvas, like, you know, you do a painting or something, and then I don't know, like, someone comes in the room, or you slip and you knock the canvas and everything gets ruined. Like, it's the same kind of thing where it's like you work so hard, and then, like, you know, your brain just doesn't work the way it once did. You freak out, you lose, and it's so harsh. I mean, it's really harsh. This is also why, like, you know, one thing that I would say for myself as well, and this is related to streaming, is like, one thing I'm very happy about is, like, at this point, since I'm a streamer more than a pro player, like, these sorts of things, like having, like, when you have these heartbreakers that occur in games of chess, it's like really relevant, I think, to have other things in your life, because otherwise, like, it eats you up so much. And for someone like Chuki, who's like literally played chess his whole life and everything, like, it's just so harsh. It's so harsh. He would still have had to win, like, the final game or 2 games. I don't remember which round this was, but this killed his chances. Daniil feels terrible. I mean, of course Daniil feels terrible. I mean, it's hard not to. I mean, Chuki is an absolute legend of the game. Like, you know, not to, like, you know, put down Daniil or anything, but, like, Chuki is one of the greatest players. When he's playing great chess, like, if he were 20 years younger, he would mop the floor with Daniil. And I think Daniil would admit that too. Like, if this is Chuki in his prime 20 years ago, Chuki would literally just crush him every game. So it's just it's a combination, I think, of messing it up, also knowing how old you are, and how old you are, and that he's like, you just can't keep together. All these things are just like, it's all just a huge it's hugely sad on many levels. It's really sad. So I mean, and also he was winning too, which doesn't make it better. But oh no, and he lost on time the previous 2 games as well. Well, I'm just gonna tell you guys that I'm glad that we're gonna probably end the stream in a second, but I'm glad that I found a career as a streamer versus being a pro chess player, because honestly, I could envision this being me. I totally could envision this being me. Like, I like, if I hadn't become a streamer and found my calling, I could see myself just playing the World Blitz in 20 years, flagging every game, and I'd just be like so despondent and so sad about everything. So we're all eventually going to lose on time. Well, that's a little bit much, but yeah, I mean, that's the bottom line though, is that it's very brutal. And having played top level chess, like, you see these things happen, and it's so gross. Based, yeah, I mean, you could say it's based or whatever you want to say, but definitely really rough, really rough. Because the thing is, as you get older, it happens. Like, I've already said it too. Like, I've said it, like, even in the World Blitz, like, I did okay. It was an okay result. It's just, considering I had high expectations, it wasn't great. But the thing is, you know, what started happening to me much more, even in Title Tuesday lately, and in the Bullet Brawl, it happened to me today, is like, the split-second decisions just are not as good. Like, even in my case, like, they're not as good, and that's something that's only going to continue to get worse as I get older. And the worst part is when you play when you play and the worst part is playing and like getting good positions, but then the brain doesn't work. And when that happens, it's so frustrating. It's incredibly frustrating to deal with, because you know that if you're 20 years younger, you could dominate these same players you're struggling to play against. So yeah, I mean, I was 1 point out of the tiebreaker. I was 1 point out of the tiebreaker. I mean, it wasn't a bad result. It's just that my problem was the games which were very choppy and back and forth, I didn't convert. There was one game against Liu Shanlei, which was completely winning in the bishop endgame, which I lost my mind when I was low on time, and that ended in a draw. There was a game against Erevan, which I never should have lost at the end, and then I moved my bishop. I did something ridiculous instead of going king a3. I forget what it was. I did something. I think I played bishop f7 or something like that. But anyway, yeah, so like it's not like I had a horrible event. My nerves were not good. When I got down to 2 seconds on the clock, I did not control my nerves, and it's something that like I'm dealing with in a much less of an issue. It's not as much of an issue as like say Chuki's dealing with, but it's something that's only going to get worse. And that's one of those things where when you get older, like it happens. These things happen. And so like what I was trying to say about myself is that like I'm glad that I'm not going to be playing chess in 20 years, because like otherwise I'd be in the same spot. I'd probably play some games in the World Blitz and Rapid, get some winning positions, and then I lose the games because you get low on time, and you flag or you blunder because things just don't work the way they used to. So that's actually one of the things that I'm happiest about in relation to streaming. I never understand how you're the king of bullet yet you stress at low time. Well, playing with increment versus no increment is very different, very, very different. But yeah, it's just a tragedy to see. It's very much a tragedy.